Hello everyone, welcome back to Bioholic channel. I am your educator Urpita Vishwas and today I am going to discuss about the second part of the digestive system, which is consisted of digestion and absorption of fats, water and electrolytes. So guys, let's start. This topic will include about fat and water and electrolytes. Fats are of three types, mainly dietary fat: simple fat or neutral fat, compound fat and associated fat. Dietary fat is both vegetable and animal origin. Mostly it is in the form of neutral fat or triglycerides. Daily intake of fats in diet varies widely from about 25 gram to 160 gram. And when we will talk about the site of digestion, this includes the mouth area, the stomach, the small intestine and also the large intestine. In case of mouth, chemical digestion of fat occurs. And in small intestine, there fat digestion also took place. And in case of large intestine, we can see small amount of fat digestion. Fat digestion includes many steps, mainly 3 steps, in which number 1 is the emulsification of fat by the bile salt, which is breaking of large fat drops into smaller droplets, and it is a prerequisite for action of pancreatic lipase. Emulsification of fat is caused by bile salts because of their property of lowering the surface tension. With the lowered surface tension of the fat, the segmentation movements of small intestine break up large fat globules into fine droplets. In the next step, hydrolysis of fat droplets by pancreatic and intestinal lipolytic enzyme took place. Fat is converted into triglyceride with the action of the lipase. Then it is turned to the diglyceride, and next the formation of monoglycerides took place. And the last is the acceleration of fat digestion by the micelle formation. The hydrolysis of triglycerides is highly reversible. Therefore, accumulation of monoglycerides and free fatty acids in the vicinity of the digesting fats quickly blocks further digestion. This problem is solved by the property of the bile salts to form the micelle. The bile salts in such a way on the molecules of fat lipid soluble non-polar ends are in the central fat globule, and water soluble polar ends fan out to form the outer covering of micelle, and by this acceleration of fat digestion took place. Now, absorption of fat. This is done by transportation as micelles to the brush border of the membrane, and diffusion of lipid causes enterocyte cell membrane formation. And the third step of absorption of fat is to transport of lipids from inside the enterocyte to the intestinal space. So, as a whole, we can say number 1 step is the transportation of micelle to the enterocytes of brush border. Number 2 is the diffusion of lipids across the enterocyte membrane, leaving bile salts in the lumen. Third is the formation of chylomicron in the endoplasmic reticulum. 4. Release of lipids into the interstitium by exocytosis. 5. Diffusion of lipids from interstitium into lacteal and through thoracic duct into the circulation. Now some applied aspects. Number 1 is the lipid malabsorption. Causes of this is deficiency of pancreatic lipase in certain pancreatic diseases, and also deficiency of bile salts. And the second one is the serum lipid profile. The lipids present as lipoprotein complexes. Depending upon the density of lipoprotein, they can be divided as VLDL, LDL and SDL. The percentage of these products are known as the serum lipid profile. So let us now talk about the absorption of water and electrolytes. Water absorption causes water balance in the GI tract. The gastrointestinal tract receives about 9 liters of water per day, which includes about 2 liters of ingested water and about 7 liters contained in the salivary, gastric, biliary, pancreatic and intestinal secretion. The gastrointestinal tract absorbs about 8.8 liters of water, about 95% of total received per day, and about 60% of the absorption occurs in jejunum, 20 to 25% in ileum and 10 to 15% in the colon. The GIT excretes about 0.2 liter of water in feces per day. And there also occurs absorption of some minerals like sodium through the intestine like jejunum, the chloride by the jejunal part through passive diffusion and co-transportation system, absorption of potassium via passive diffusion and some co-transporter system in jejunum, ileum and colon, absorption of calcium, absorption of iron and absorption of vitamin. This vitamin includes many types of vitamin. Those are the vitamin B12, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E and other vitamins. Now some applied aspects of digestion and absorption. Malabsorption syndrome, which include celiac disease. That is, it occurs due to deficiency of the enzyme gluten hydrolase, and as a result, gluten, the principal protein of wheat, rye, barley and oat, is not properly hydrolyzed. Second one is the sprue or tropical sprue is disorder of malabsorption, which is particularly characterized by features of failure of absorption of folate with or without associated malabsorption of vitamin B12. Third one is the Crohn's disease. It is an inflammatory bowel disease characterized by idiopathic non-specific granulomatous inflammation of bowel. Resection of small intestine, which is the removal of short segment from the jejunum or ileum, generally does not produce any severe symptoms because there occurs compensatory hypertrophy and hyperplasia of the remaining mucosa. The capacity of jejunum to adapt is less than that of ileum. Next is the gastrocolic fistula. In this condition, chyme enters directly into the transverse colon from the stomach. It is characterized by following additional features like pernicious anemia, hypovitaminosis, amino acid malabsorption. And also the blind loop syndrome, which is characterized by formation of the areas of intestine where bacteria can proliferate without being subjected to movement down the intestine. Now let us talk about some tests for intestinal absorption, which include carbohydrate absorption test, fats and relative absorption test, and protein absorption test. The carbohydrate absorption test can include D-xylose test, lactose tolerance test, and for fat and protein, the fecal fat test, I-triolene test, absorption of fat test, C14 glycine bile test. And for protein, this can be fecal nitrogen excretion test, serum protein estimation test, and test for protein losing enteropathy. And test for absorption of water soluble vitamins can also be done for the test of intestinal absorption. So that's all for today. If you find this video helpful, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you have any queries, please comment below, or you can also send your queries to our Gmail account given in the description box. Please subscribe our channel and turn on the bell icon for further future notification. Thank you. We will meet on next Monday with a new topic.